welcome to the Soul Space. I am Georgia Rose from Zenkuda. I'm sorry. We had a lot of goings on here in the last 10 minutes at the studio, and Bobby just went to run out of the shot and almost fell. But we're doing good tonight. We're doing good. So welcome to Strong Island and welcome to Zenkuda Soul Space. I am here every Monday night at 7 o'clock. Usually my hair looks better than it does today, but I had such a busy day, couldn't do my hair. So hope you're all having a really good day. This week is actually going to be a really good week with the stars and the cosmos and the astrology. So I'm here every week on Monday at 7 o'clock, and we talk about all kinds of spiritual things and tarot cards and astrology. And basically, this is a place we come to, all be in the soul space and for our own self-development and find a little Zen, right, at Zenkuda. So if you would be so kind as to share the show, that would be absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to share the show on all of our pages so that everybody can watch and see us. And if you would be so kind to do that, that would be just so awesome. So I had a really good day today. I actually, for those of you who know, I am a realtor in my other life, and I also train realtors, and I do a whole education platform for a very large company here where I live. And today I had the best day. We had a really great class this morning that really promote people's business. And it was just, everything really came together. We had so many people that we actually had, it was overflow. Like people were sitting on the floor. It was like a love-in. So I really enjoyed that. And hopefully I helped some people really, to be able to expand their businesses today, which is great. I always believe that whatever we do, whatever our profession is, whether you drive a bus or you're a doctor or whatever you do, that we always should use our occupation and our vocation as a chance to serve the world in some way. So I love that part of my job where I really get to help people or help them elevate, because so many people did that for me when I was, coming up, right? So that is my story. So for some reason, my Zenkuda Soul Space page isn't coming up. Hopefully it will in a few minutes. All right. So yeah, we have 4 shares. That's great. Keep sharing the show. I want to get more people in the Zenkuda community so that we can expand and all really be positive. So not a whole lot going on with the astrology this week, which is actually a good thing. We get a reprieve, right? But usually the astrology I come on, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a little difficult. We're going to have some controversy with this, or it's going to be volatile. No, this week things really flow. Today, I didn't see the news before I left the house, but today and tomorrow are definitely going to be big news days. We've got some things going on with Mercury squaring the nodes and Mars squaring the nodes and Mercury in there in Capricorn. So expect news of some kind. This is definitely a newsy type of week. Mercury and Uranus are having some conversations, which is definitely going to be some communication about a big change of some kind. Could be in our personal lives too, but I think this is more on the world stage. And we were in a Virgo moon when that happened. So we've got a lot of Earth in the sky right now, all Earth signs. Not a lot of fire in the sky. However, you will feel movement this week because the planet Uranus, which gives us a lot of sudden unexpected change, has just gone direct. So don't be surprised. This is a good week for problem solving. Don't be surprised if you feel things are really flowing and moving along. But when we have a lot of Earth in the sky and a lot of Earth energy in the world, that stability, it's good, it's strong. But at the same time, if you want things to happen and if you want things to move forward, when we have so much Earth energy, you have to push it, right? Earth is an element that needs pushing. It won't move by itself. Like water will move with the tide, air moves, right? But Earth, we have to move. We have to push. So this is a week where you really have to take action and make sure things are moving.
Do you want to take a call? Somebody called that early.
Yeah, there's a call. I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. Bobby's talking to me off camera. It's just one of those nights, things are just very casual in the studio. But we work this way. It's the way we do it. I once had a producer who used to say to me, Georgie, you could build a house in 5 minutes before we go on. If anyone knew what went on before we went on air, it's really funny. And I'd love to have somebody volunteer to be on the show because I'm looking to do readings on the show for somebody and we want to do that. So I have a call. Okay, so hey, welcome to the Soul Space. Who am I talking to? Hello? I don't think anybody's there. Did you put the number up? Okay. So it was a wrong number. I'm sorry. Today is just a very funny day. So if anyone does want to call on the show, Bobby will put that number on. Oh, wait, somebody is calling into the show. I don't know how they got the number. Hello, this is Georgia in the Soul Space. Hi, can I help you? It's Georgia in the Soul Space. This is so funny. Sorry. Hi, it's Georgia in the Soul Space. Can I help you? Okay, forget it. This has never happened on the show before. I'm sorry, but you know what? Laughter is good for the soul, so it's good for the soul space. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's too funny. Anyway. Okay, so getting back to the astrology, I actually could do some stand-up comedy, I'm telling you. So it's going to be an active sky this week, but it's going to be a type of week where you really have to make things happen and give them a little push. This is also a week where people are going to want to gather. There's a lot of gathering energy. You're going to see energy that feels like you want to socialize a little bit and get together, maybe have a little dinner party, things like that. So it's a good week for that. So let's put the phone number up on the screen. I'll say it out so that people who are just listening, I know we have a lot of people who listen and don't actually watch. So we're going to put that phone number up for you guys. And if you want to call into the show, tonight is viewer's choice. So whatever you guys want to talk about, I'll read the comments once we get going. I know people are still coming in. And if anybody wants a reading or has a question about their astrology chart, phone number to call into is 516-945-9099. 516-945-9099. And you can talk to me live in the soul space. Woo! So what else is going on this week? So I've been doing a lot of astrology. I have to tell you, I'm in a mentorship course with an amazing astrologer from Sweden that I've been following for several years. And every week I get to go online with people from all over the world, and I'm learning so much. I'm actually practicing the type of astrology known as evolutionary astrology, which I'll tell you more about in a minute. Hi, welcome to the Soul Space. This is Georgia Rose. Somebody keeps calling the show and hanging up. Not fun. Okay, so evolutionary astrology is the study of the soul. It's astrology from the perspective of the soul and the soul's trajectory, the soul's path, your soul's intention in your lifetime, and your karma, and how to resolve that karma. So it's really some really deep, cool stuff, and I'm really enjoying this. So let me go to, whoops, my comments, see who's on board here. Swipe. Hey, I've got Anne. How are you doing? Elizabeth, how are you doing? So I hope you're seeing some SpaceX launches down there in Florida. Cheryl was actually in my class today. The things we've been working on for months are all coming together. That's because Uranus was a retrograde since August, and now that just went direct. So I know, Cheryl, I have you on my book for reading. But I don't know if anybody wants to call in, if they know their chart and they want to call in with any kind of question about their chart, like if you're a Gemini sun or a Aries moon or anything like that, I'll give you a really quick thing. So Liz says she saw a launch last night. Yeah, she lives by SpaceX and she gets to see that stuff all the time. Yeah, Marie says laughter is best. I know, and I don't laugh a lot. But when I start to laugh, it's very hard for me to get serious again. I'm just a very irreverent person in that regard. So it's like, okay, got to snap out of it. So I want to get back a little bit to that earth energy that we were talking about. Because when I say that we have to, make an effort to move things forward, in this kind of energy, if there's something that's been lingering or you've been procrastinating on it, you really do want to take action and move that forward. Really important to do that because we've got some other planets that are going to be going direct later on this month, and you want to take full advantage of that. So I'm going to pull some cards also for people who are online. We'll do that tonight. That'll be fun. Michelle's on here. She said her son's UFO sighting last week turned out to be Venus. He was very disappointed. Yeah, Venus is in the sky now. I actually see it from my kitchen window every day, so it's some pretty cool stuff. So tonight, like I said, is viewer's choice. If you have anything that you want to know about, call into the show, 516-945-9099. I'm going to go to some cards. So in this astrology class that I'm taking, it's actually months long. It's a mentorship, private mentorship program. I'm learning so much about the different archetypes of the signs and the planets in a way that I never really learned before. And I've been studying astrology for about 10 years. And it's really interesting to see different perspectives on things. And what it's made me realize is that everything in our life really could have a different perspective, a different approach, right? And I think we're in a time frame now where a lot of those new approaches are emerging for us. So just kind of try to be a little present and a little bit more observant of what is going on in your world, because I think we're getting a lot of messages. As a matter of fact, maybe that phone call coming through was actually a message from someone on the other side. Never know, right? So does anybody have a question for me? Right. That was pretty funny. Um, with Venus being the UFO. I didn't feel like it was a UFO when you said that last week, but um, all right. So Cheryl, I'm going to pull some cards for Cheryl. Let's see those things that have been going on for months. Let's see if we can, that are now moving forward. Let's see if we can see if those things are going to keep going for you. Okay. So where I am in the Northeast, we have had nothing but rain all winter. Well, I guess we should be glad there's no snow. This is actually right side up. Glad there's no snow, but this is past. It's been such a winter with just wet, wet, wet. So Cheryl, the first three cards I picked, if you can, I don't know if you're watching, if you're not, if you're just listening, I'll tell you what they are. The first three cards I picked, the first was the Page of Swords. And when the Page of Swords comes in, it usually means a younger male energy, but in business. So if there's someone that maybe you were thinking of doing business with, or somebody who wants to learn the business from you, or something like that, I feel like there is a young male energy around you that is interested in business. It's the Page of Swords. Swords is usually the material world, business things. And then I have the upside down, we kind of call him the Grim Reaper, but he's upside down, the Five of Cups, which means that that is an energy that's passed. So there's some sadness or grief that you had that's passing. It could also even be the frustration of projects not moving forward, and now suddenly they are, because I'm getting this really, really being in the past. And then the third card that I got was the Fool card. Now, in tarot, the Fool card doesn't mean that someone's a literal fool. The Fool card is symbolic of our journey, and the journey from, innocence, loss of innocence, to competency. So many times when we see the Fool card in a reading, it'll mean that you're embarking on a journey that's actually going to raise your consciousness or raise your competency about something. So I feel like maybe something is really going to change in your business. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe someone comes along who is a younger male that kind of rejuvenates your business, or helps you, or just somebody that you kind of form a friendship or a mentorship with. And then I got the Hangman card. The Hangman card is a card of indecision. So if there's something that you've needed to make a decision about, you really do want to move forward, because if you don't, it could mean heartbreak. So, because I just got that card. So think about something that you've been putting off a decision on that you really need to commit to and make a decision for, because putting that off is not a good energy. I'm going to pull one more card. This is upside down, sleepless nights. So if there's something weighing heavily on you, find that resolution. Don't put off that resolution. It's just going to keep weighing on you. And I do feel like if you go to take action on it, like we're saying, the earth needs a push, I think you'll have a really, really good outcome. So I hope all that resonates with you, and that you know what to I'm referring. If you don't, sometimes afterwards it really comes out and people can tell what that would be. All right. So don't have a lot of people online tonight, so it sounds like we're going to be able to do cards for everybody. If you want to call into the show, you have any question, you can call into the show at 516-945-9099. And I wanted to do viewer's choice tonight because I felt like I hadn't done that in a while, and I didn't really prepare too much for the show because the astrology is very quiet right now. So I really wanted to, do something for you guys as a payback. All right. Oh, okay. Liz says Tom wants a card pulled. He listens every week. So we're going to do that. Hey, Tom. Okay. I remember doing a reading for Tom once, and his father came through that passed. And it was so weird because my dog Sparky knew it. It was just a weird thing. I think it was a Super Bowl, actually. Anyway, strange things go on in my home. Not so much now. It's very quiet, but it goes through spurts. Okay. So, Tom, if you have been working on something specifically, a project or something that you really want to come forward and you've been getting a little frustrated with it, hard work does pay off, but it's going to take a little while. So there's hard work paying off, and this is literal because I see coins there, but it's going to take a little bit. So don't give up. Keep going. Okay. I also see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. I don't feel like that's Liz. I feel like it's another female, but maybe an older female. It may even be your mother-in-law. I don't know why I'm getting that, but for some reason I am. And then I have the Emperor comes through. So I think the Emperor in this spread is actually Tom. I don't exactly know why I'm feeling this, but I'm getting it completely intuitive. So I'm going to pull a couple of more cards. If you guys are out there and you're learning tarot and you're going by your intuition, always just kind of relax and let the cards tell you. Don't try and jump into conclusions or guess. Yeah, so now I have the King of Wands. So King of Wands for me and the Emperor are definitely cards that signify Tom for me. So this is definitely about a project. It's definitely something that needs to move forward, but don't get frustrated. Just keep, like the tortoise and the hare, like the tortoise wins the race. Just be very methodical. Go slow. Don't, think nothing's happening because something really big is happening behind the scenes. And then I have the Leo, which is the strength card. So I definitely feel like this is something that moves forward and does have meaning or fruition. I don't know why I'm getting a really strong vibe from mother-in-law there. Maybe it has something to do with her. I feel this could even be a physical move in some way. But it's definitely like I'm feeling it like a project, like almost like when someone works on a house or builds something or, something like builds a boat or some kind of a project. So if you're getting a little frustrated with things, just know hard work does pay off. All right. I'm going to pick one more card to confirm the reading. And I'm getting the Hermit, and the Hermit's light is pointing to this King of Wands, which for me is you. So back off a little bit and keep going, but not like super crazy strong. Just back off a little bit, do things more methodically, more strategically, because I feel like there is some kind of success on this. So that's what I'm getting. Oh, her mom is in the hospital. Okay. So is there a chance, Liz, that your mom won't go back to the same home or something? Because I'm feeling a lot of projects around mom's house. And I know a while back you had asked me about a move for you, but for some reason I'm feeling movement around mom and movement around the mother-in-law for Tom. Like he goes and actually physically moves furniture or something. Like it's a physical feeling. So, okay, she's saying it makes sense. They don't know at this point. Yeah, I feel like there's something with a movement around there. So just, everything does work out well. I'm actually going to pull cards now just for your mom because I'm being told to do that. Yeah, I think things work out okay, but I think it's a slow process. But it's definitely a project that you guys are going to be doing. So maybe it's something where mom changes where she lives or something about her house changes and has to be changed or something, sometimes people come home and they need different modifications. So I've got the Wheel of Fortune with me. Things are coming together. The Knight of Pentacles is upside down. That's health for me. And then I have the Queen of Wands, which I think is more your mom's energy. Definitely, yeah, not seeing the whole picture yet. There's more to come. I feel like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, something like that. There's more to come. I feel like things are going to be revealed. So just go slow and be very, very careful. And if you do have to make a change or a move with mom, because I'm getting my Seven of Swords, if you do have to make some kind of a change for her, be very diligent about your research and the type of things that you seek as far as information. Like do your homework. Okay, do your homework. All right. but I think things are going to be okay. I just think you guys have a little bit of a project to do there. So that is the reading for Tom and Liz. All right. Yeah, definitely let me know how that comes out. And Cheryl said on her reading that she did break up with somebody that was a long relationship, but she's been sad but feels like she's in a good place. Yeah, I feel like there's new beginnings coming for you, but I feel like the young male around you I feel is business. It's something to do with business. I don't know why I feel that, but it's strong. All right. Um, okay, I'm gonna go back. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. Um, Tom says thank you too. Okay. Oh, I love you guys. They were my very good friends who moved to Florida, so I miss them. I gotta get down there at some point. Um, just going back and reading the comments. Astrology really is fascinating, Anne, and I have to say that I've been studying astrology, gosh, it's over 10 years now, probably since it first like hooked me in 2012. And I have to tell you, really researching and doing evolutionary astrology is very interesting for me because a lot of the astrology as I knew it to be from even my 10 years of research and 10 years of study, it's really not right. It's like you see so many things online that are memes or people talking about astrology and they post things and it's not true. It's not really what astrology is about. And it's been very interesting doing this mentorship with a master because I'm really beginning to understand where the astrology really originates from, comes from, and what the essence of it is. And for me, it's been a really beautiful experience because now when I look at a chart, it's very similar to the way that I read tarot. Like if I pull a card and a reader is here, they'll say that's not what that card means, but I read psychically. So it's the traditional reading of the card to some extent, yes, but it's also what I'm reading intuitively. So it's a different way to read and you really feel it, and that's why it's always very accurate. And so now I'm applying those skills to the astrology where, oh, you have, your sun in Cancer, so you're this, is no longer the way I work. Now it's really intuitively looking at the chart, psychically feeling the chart, and knowing what the soul's intention is. And it's been really an amazing ride, and I can't wait to bring all this to everybody because it just really, really deepens the experience so much. So, really cool. Um, so I'm just going back and reading the comments. Very quiet show tonight, which is fine. We had such a busy one the last couple of times. Um, and Monica's on. I'm going to pull some cards for Monica in a minute. And Liz. So I got to tell you that I know on last week's show, Michelle Allen was talking about UFOs. I have to tell you, it's so strong. I was having this conversation, Saturday with a friend of mine, and we both feel like we would not be shocked nor surprised if something was revealed in the news about off-planet energy. Like we really feel that this is like coming, like so strongly, like just something that is really, like I always say, not science fiction, science faction. Like something happens that's just so unbelievably coming from another galaxy or something. We just feel it. Okay, so I'm going to pick some cards for Monica. We've got Mercury in Capricorn, which is why things seem so sober. Mercury in Capricorn right now, where it is very stable energy, but it makes us very staid, methodical, a little boring. That's why the energy is a little heavy. Okay, so Monica, I did get the grief card, which is the Five of Cups, but then I also got upside down the Sun. So I'm wondering if someone around you is having a health issue. And then I did get the the Four of Pentacles rather, in reverse, which means that things are out of balance. So I'm wondering if there is someone who maybe is having a health issue or something that's just out of balance. If there is, I think that, yeah, because I'm getting this card, could be even someone, hate to say it, but it could be someone even in addiction or someone who is responsible for their health not being good in some way. it could be someone who addiction is also alcoholism for me, but it could also just be someone who, doesn't take care of themselves. It's just an energy of somebody who is really making themselves kind of sick or making themselves sicker. And then I got the Queen of Wands, so I feel like this is a female energy. So if there's anything you can give me to go further on this. But yeah, someone around you is not well, and I feel like part of the reason they're not well is their own responsibility with it. And then I got the Page of Pentacles, so you're probably going to get some news about this, all right? And then the Knight of Cups comes in, which is like a sudden, unexpected situation. All right, I'm sorry to say. So that's really what I'm getting. But for some reason, I feel like this person isn't super close to you because I'm feeling a detachment from you. So I'm wondering exactly, yeah, and then I have the Star. This is actually for their higher good. But I feel like this is something that you've almost resigned yourself to. So I don't know if this makes sense or not. But yeah, she says, yep, you're right. Her sister. Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm getting. I think that you've resigned yourself to it. You kind of know this is the way it is. I'm sending her love now because I feel a sadness there. But I also feel that this situation does resolve, in some kind of transition. And that transition can be a reversal of the health, being, improving, or it could be a transition to another place. So I don't predict death, and I'm certainly not saying that, but I do just feel like there's a breakthrough and some kind of a transition here. All right. So something's going to change, and then I have the King of Swords. So there is someone from the other side, I think, who's already passed, perhaps your father or a male relative that's passed, who's around her and trying to offer comfort to her. So just take that with you. Yeah, she keeps getting surgery she doesn't need. Yeah, it's definitely that type of energy where she's contributing to it. All right. So something changes. Something definitely changes with this. All right. So just take that with you. And if I get anything else about it, I will absolutely let you know. Does she have a child? I feel like there's someone else in the picture around her who is actually suffering because of this for some reason. So let me know on that. Elaine Risotto is saying, more often than not, sorry about the text didn't come out right. I don't know what that is. Oh, I more often than not think we should speak about UFOs. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think that energy is so prevalent right now. And I also think that the stigma about talking about it is really not there anymore. Like, people just now believe and would be more surprised if that wasn't something, I also, she has 3 kids. Okay, yeah. So I feel like people around your sister, Monica, I feel like are just like, being dragged through these experiences, and it's really, harming them. So getting back to the galactic energy and the UFOs, I feel like it's just inevitable. Like, I feel like we're so arrogant to think there aren't other things out there, number one. And number two, I feel like there is good and bad off-planet energy. And I feel like the good energy really wants to start coming in and intervening with the way that the Earth is right now. So that's just how I feel. If anybody else is getting anything on that, I would love to see that. Yes, you can still send me your birth info on the astrology chart. So I thought you did already, Michelle. No, okay. So if anybody wants to call into the show, we have a little bit of time left, and I'm going to go to a commercial break if Bobby's got that up. You want to go to commercial, Bob? Or Carmine? Whoever's back there.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought.
everybody. It's Teresa from Tea Time. What's my show about? I interview people in the entertainment industry, producers, directors, actors. And guess what? My show is on every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Channel 20 on Optimum TV. So tune in because it's fun, interesting, and exciting.
Hi, I'm Georgia Rose, founder of Zenkuda. You can watch me on the Soul Space podcast every Friday at noon on Channel 20 for spiritual guidance. And as you all know, that is how I first opened into my own psychic gifts, was through the angelic realm, astrology. And we've got Mars and the Sun together in Scorpio, which creates a lot of combustion. In the astrological world, we call that a kazemi, and tarot. When the Four of Cups right side up, it means we have a lot of choices to make and we're not looking at what's really being divinely given to us. We're too busy in the busyness of the choices to really see the divine intervention, the divine timing, and the divine guidance. We're the place. Watch the Soul Space podcast. Hey everybody, I'm still here. I didn't book out on you. Isn't that good? No, I'll never leave the soul space. Soul space is in our hearts, right? So so I'm reading my comments. I'm sorry if I'm quiet. I'll email you after the show, Michelle. So Rose Wessinger Davis, can you pull cards for me? Yes. I went to school with somebody named Rose Wessinger. I wonder if it's you. Rose, are you from East Northport area? Gonna pull some cards for Rose. Gotta love that name, right? Whoop, whoop. They're all falling out of the deck for you, Rose. Okay. So yeah, so I'm missing a card here. So yeah, so Bobby has all kinds of events down here. We do karaoke and bands and all kinds of things. It's a really cool place, actually. And he's so good to all of us that do shows here. Really great. Okay. So Rose, I have the Three of Wands, and another wand card. Oh my gosh, you've got the Seven of Wands also, and I've got the Four of Swords. So Rose, when you get wands in your tarot reading, it's action. Wands are the suit in the deck, which is all about action, moving things forward. And you've got two wands here, which means that things are definitely going to move forward. The first card I have is you really looking out at the future, like you're dreaming of the future, planning the future, thinking about what your future could be. And then the second card that I have is the Seven of Wands in reverse or upside down. That's a card of competition, a card of battle, like the last hurdle, the last battle that you would have to overcome in order to get to where you need to be. But it's in reverse, so it's a little bit delayed. So if you're having competition or battle, especially with someone in the family, this is a card that is telling me that that's going to be there, that competitive energy is going to be there for a little while. And then I have this third card, which is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is the card depicting the person in quiet repose, laying down. They've laid down their swords. And this, in a spread like this, tells me that whatever you're fighting for, whatever you're competing for, whatever kind of battle is going on, you want to just step away and go into quiet and repose, relax, because if you step away, it will more than likely be resolved. Also, I just got a hit that told me in my mind, a download that said to pray to Archangel Raguel. So if there's something that's a confrontation or something controversial in one of your relationships or friendships, pray to Archangel Raguel and think about beautiful turquoise color surrounding you for a resolution. Because I'm getting the sleepless night card is what I call it. It's the Nine of Swords. And when I see the Nine of Swords in a spread like this, it really does confirm for me the troubled feeling, uncomfort, discomfort. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on that at all, but I definitely feel like this is about something that has been an ongoing battle, competition, source of discomfort for you, source of challenge. and it's going to be around a little while, and you got to step out of it. Don't lose sleep over it. It will resolve, but it resolves when you take a step back. Because here I have the Ace of Pentacles, which is new beginnings, and that's also in reverse. So you are delaying it by being in it. You've got to step out of it for it to be resolved. I hope that makes sense for you. All right. Yeah, so Elaine Risotto, I'm going to have you on the show sometime to talk about that, because Elaine was on when I was in my old studio, and she didn't tell us the story, but she told it to me where she saw a UFO at one point, her and her girlfriend back in 1989. They know it was a UFO. So I have Lisa Enright on. Any messages for you tonight? I'm going to pull some cards for you, Lisa. All right. Next week I want to have a guest on the show. Who wants to be on my show? I have to find someone good. I'm going to surprise you guys. Okay, I'm just going to give these a really good shuffle with Lisa. Lisa, as I go into your energy and I shuffle the cards, why am I seeing an animal? Spirit, show me if this is a cat or a dog. Feeling an animal very strongly around you, though. If it's not you, somebody just recently had a pet cross over. Somebody is watching or listening. Okay. I don't usually get pets coming through, but for some reason there's a pet coming through. Rose says, I'm spot on trying to figure out that stuff. Oh, so Lisa says she has a pet by her, not crossed. Maybe I'm just picking up on that energy. Is it a cat, Lisa? I'm not really guessing, but I'm not really sure. I feel like he's a kitty cat. Okay. So the first card that I got is the Empress, which is the 3 cards, so things come in 3s. The Empress is a beautiful card. I love the Empress card, especially for you, because the Empress is sitting on the throne, but when you look at the card, we have the symbol of the planet Venus in a heart, almost like a musical instrument that she's playing. So this, oh, it's a dog, but he thinks he's a cat? Okay, I'm close. So the Empress card for me is a card of love. It's like someone who is nostalgic and family-oriented and just this beautiful energy. And I feel like that's very representative of you. I'm also seeing the World card, Lisa. So if you have been hoping that something comes through for you, something, you know, like a job offer or something to do with something that you really want to accomplish in your life, or just something, a pleasant news that you're waiting for, I feel like that does come in for you pretty soon. I'm seeing the number 3, but I feel like it's towards the end of the week. You're going to get some really nice news about something you've been waiting to hear about. And then that card came up and you saw me shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. That card of quiet repose, that 4 of Swords. I feel like you're in a very beautiful place of contentment right now, and that's what that Empress card symbolizes. There is something benevolent and something good coming in for you. I feel that very strongly. So if there's something you've been waiting to hear about or some news that you've been waiting to get, it's definitely coming in by the end of this week. So I almost like see flowers, which is very symbolic, but I feel that. I'm also hearing music for some reason, so I don't know why that would be, but I just got the soulmate card. So if you're waiting to hear some kind of news about something, this really comes in. It's almost like when you're waiting to hear some kind of benevolent thing, and for some reason I'm feeling, because I have a lot of music in my left ear right now, I feel like this is almost like you're waiting to hear about an engagement or a birth of a baby, something like that. Like it's a really positive news that comes through. So, because I'm definitely hearing music in my left ear. It's like the angels are playing music for me. I'm going to pull one more card. I've got the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is just some really good news, and I feel like it has something to do with something you've been waiting for, something really good, something with family. I do have the Sleepless Night card coming up, but I think that's just out of excitement, not anything bad. And the Judgment card, which is new beginnings, could also be a literal birth. So maybe someone comes in and says they're having a baby. I don't know, but it's definitely a card. New beginnings, again, Ace of Wands. This is something good happening for you. All right? I can feel the energy, like very strong, bubbling up. So it's a good thing. Good thing. All right. We have a little bit of time left if anybody wants to call into the show. That number we're going to put on the screen, Carmine. Um, yeah, it's very positive. I'm feeling a lot of positive energy for you, which is great. All right. Um, I'm just going back and reading the comments because everybody's shy and nobody wants to call into the show tonight. It's 516-945-9099. This is one of the quietest shows I've ever done, but it's really cool. So, what's coming up in the near future? I want to just talk a little bit about a few things. First of all, we have Valentine's Day coming up. I'm going to do a special show on for Valentine's Day on that Monday, all about love relationships. And if you want to call into the show for any kind of love advice or love reading or anything like that, relationship reading, we're going to do a special show for the Valentine's Day date. Not sure what date that is. I got to look on the computer, but we're definitely going to do that. And I think that'll be fun, right? If anybody wants to be on the show that day for a relationship reading, PM me, or you can always email me at connect@zenkuda.com. I'd love to do a in-house reading live on the show. That would be so cool. And I'm just going to look at the astrology. I want to bring up the astrology chart right now. Where am I on here? Okay, good. So we could talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. Whoops. So if any of you want to pull up your own charts that you can, work with it and ask me questions on the show, you can go to astro.com and pull up your own chart, and that will actually, as long as you have your birth date and time and place, and then you have a chart that you can work with or just look at when we're talking about things. Like sometimes I'll say, well, Mercury's in Capricorn, and I can show you how to look up what that house is for you so you know what it's affecting. So right now we've got a Virgo moon today, which is really good. Virgo moons are good for decluttering and cleaning stuff out, which is awesome. We've also, as I said, got Mercury in Capricorn, and Venus is there too. So when we have Venus and Mercury in Capricorn, that's a very stabilizing energy. It's an energy of relationships kind of almost feeling like a little bit boring. It's not a super passionate energy, but it's an energy that can stabilize relationships and make you see things that are stable about someone that maybe you didn't actually see before. Sun is in Aquarius, and so is Pluto now. So that Aquarian energy is bringing in new things. It also might make you a little bit itchy for independence and freedom and liberation. Aquarius energy works that way. It will break things apart in our life and move things in our life very unexpectedly because the universe wants us to take note or start to raise our consciousness. In an energy where you have the Sun and Pluto in Aquarius, what oftentimes occurs is you will have a situation where something is released from your life, a relationship is let go, or something rapidly changes. And while it's happening, you don't understand why it's happening. You feel like you're a little lost. But then as you are put through it, what happens is you start to understand it and you realize that thing, that situation was removed from your life in order to raise your consciousness level and raise your self-development. So, was that call for the show, Bob, or no? Okay. So, so you really, in that Aquarian energy, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to what the universe is releasing or taking away, because more times than not, it will be something that, although you feel is a secure thing, something that is you want for your own security, that you feel you need in your life, after it's gone, not during the process. During the process, you're going to go through grief and stuff, but after it's gone, you realize why it had to leave in order for you to really develop your own self and your own identity. An example is, in 2010 to 2011, almost everything that was meaningful to me in my life was knocked out in one way and dissolved. And so, I lost a lot of people through death and a lot of things happened. And now looking back on it, I know that was my soul's intention to clear my life because I needed to be in a situation where I was free and liberated to pursue what my soul really wanted to do, which was in the metaphysical world. And I wouldn't have been able to do that with all the responsibilities and the people that I had around me in my life at that time. That doesn't mean I don't miss them terribly and sometimes, still have a little bit of grief or mourning for the life that I've lost. But it also means that I know that I'm in my destiny now. And had I stayed with those things and in those situations, I would never have pursued my destiny. So the universe has a way of moving things out of our life so we can pursue what our soul's intention really is. And we can see that in the chart. So that's how Aquarian energy will oftentimes work. Aquarius energy is in my second house, which is the place of values, things we value, our identity, our possessions, things like that. So that's about it for tonight's show. What I'm going to tell all of you is to tune in next Monday at 7 o'clock. I'll also have some other videos on about the astrology and some other things that I'm thinking we need to talk about. But you can always leave me a comment on my Soul Space Zenkuda on Facebook. Instagram is Zenkuda Official, and the YouTube channel Zenkuda as well. And I'm always around to answer spiritual questions. If you want to put them on my page, we'll let everybody kind of weigh in on them. That's what the Zenkuda community is about. We're just a bunch of like-minded and like-hearted people pursuing our full potential. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you had fun with me this hour, hey, come back next week and share the show. Thanks so much, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. And this is The Soul Space.